Now, I said before in my first post about Christmas movies, which you should watch, by the way, that I was only going to do a few of these animated Christmas specials, particularly these stop-motion ones from Rankin Bass. As a kid, I think Santa Claus is Coming to Town was probably my favorite. Part of it is because I like the whole origin story, as it tries to explain everything associated with Santa Claus, and occasionally it goes off the rails. But it's in a good way. The technique is known as animagic, which uses wooden and plastic puppets with stop-motion animation to create this very unique look. But it wasn't the first time it was used, of course. Anyway, this one has a framing device by a man named Special Delivery S.D. Kluger, who starts reading letters to Santa, which you really shouldn't do, honestly. In fact, I think it's a federal offense to open other people's mail, right? Anyway, this leads to the story of an orphan who's dropped on the doorstep of Burgermeister Meisterburger. Yes, that's his name, and he's a parody of a certain totalitarian group. This guy sends the baby to an orphanage, but then the baby just sort of gets blown away by the wind, and the animals take him to the Kringles. Yes, that's a very complex series of events. So the Kringles are like toy makers, and when Chris is old enough, he takes the toys to the town and just gives them away. Yeah, take that, capitalism. Now, apparently, Burgermeister Meisterburger hates toys because he tripped over one. Yeah, his origin story isn't exactly the Joker. Of course, Master Meisterburger tries to have Chris arrested, so he flees. He then discovers someone known as the Winter Warlock, and he's so evil that he changes when Chris gives him a toy. Okay, and from this scene comes one of the greatest Christmas songs ever, called Put One Foot in Front of the Other. I want to read one line from it that's so awesome and still applies today. If you want to change your direction, if your time of life is at hand, well, don't be the rule, be the exception. A good way to start is to stand. Yeah, I think what I love about this special is that Chris is just so darn lovable and giving. He's just one of the greatest heroes you can root for. And then there's these unexpected moments of comedy, like a scene where Santa gives Meisterburger a yo-yo and Meisterburger plays with it. Then henchman comes up and says, "Excuse me, sir, you're breaking your own law." Then there's the unintentional humor, like there's this scene where escape has to happen and the Winter Warlock happens to have some magic corn that makes reindeer fly. I mean, yeah, that's so weirdly specific. But there's a lot of things about Santa that get revealed in this particular show that are like that. Now, believe it or not, Santa Claus is Coming to Town is kind of a retelling slash redo slash gritty reboot, as Rankin Bass did another Christmas special called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, based on the work of L. Frank Baum, one of their last stop-motion works. Now, it's pretty clear that this type of animation has an influence, such as like It's a SpongeBob Christmas or Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, how about you? Have you ever seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Did you like it? Leave a comment here.